Good evening and welcome to today's edition of Pointing to the Cross. And I want to talk to you today about the perfect, infinite knowledge of God versus our finite knowledge and understanding. Maybe you're facing a decision in your life today and you really don't know which way to go. You've thought about it, you've meditated on it, you've prayed about it, but you don't quite know how to move forward. And I'm here to tell you that in Romans chapter 8, one of my favorite chapters in all the Bible, we can find some comfort in knowing that God and His infinite knowledge and His perfect knowledge is going to steer us the right way. And in verse 26 of chapter 8 in Romans, it says, "Likewise the Spirit also helps in our weaknesses. For we do not know what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit Himself makes intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered." Now, when we don't know what to pray for, it's because we have a very finite knowledge, a finite understanding. And God has a perfect knowledge, a perfect understanding, a perfect view. He sees the whole picture. And who knows better than the Holy Spirit what that view, what that vision is, because the Holy Spirit is part of the Trinity, the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Just like as parents, sometimes children want to do things that we know is not best for them. And if we're good parents, even though it may be a disappointment to them, they may be mad at us for a little while, we make an executive decision and do what's best for our children. Well, God does the same thing, except for He has perfect knowledge. And the Holy Spirit prays for us because we really don't know how to pray in some situations. So in verse 27 he says, "Now He who searches the hearts knows the mind of what the mind of the Spirit is, because He makes intercession for the saints according to the will of God." The Holy Spirit knows the mind of God the Father, and He is going to pray to that end, that God's will be accomplished in our life. So therefore, Paul could boldly say this verse that everybody knows, and most everybody has committed to heart if you're a Christian. In verse 28, it says, "And we know that all things work together for the good of those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose." The Holy Spirit is ministering to us and for us on our behalf. And He is praying the will of God over your life right now. Jesus is interceding on your behalf right now. That's why Paul could go on in the latter part of this and say, listen, we are more than conquerors through Christ, because God will bring His vision to pass in your life. So be encouraged that God will be with you in your decision making. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time on Pointing to the Cross.